Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul McLean. I'm the headmaster and director of the American International School in Salzburg, Austria. We are a college preparatory school, and we are, in my opinion, a very special college preparatory school, so that I hope that with this introduction I can reveal to you what is so special and perhaps even particular about our school, so that you have a very good idea of what we do and if this might be a good choice or at least a consideration for you and your family, and in making, well, perhaps helpful in making one of the most important decisions that you can make in your life, which is concerning the appropriate and very valuable education of your children, which will have a great deal to do with the success of their future. The school is located inside the city limits of Salzburg, Austria. If you've never been to Salzburg, it is a small city of about 150,000 people. The school sits actually just on the south side of the city in the midst of a green belt region. So that means in front of the school and behind the school there are open green fields. You feel like you're in the countryside, but in actuality we're only about 10 minutes by public bus from the center of the city of Salzburg. Salzburg, of course, is well known for being the birthplace of Mozart, for its summer music festival, for its culture, and for tourism, because Salzburg sits just in the foothills of the Alps. The skiing in this region is excellent and some of the best in the world, and the city itself is so picturesque and centrally located in Europe that it's a very common place for tourists to stop, and most of those tourists, when they visit Salzburg, are quite impressed with the beauty, small size, and accessibility of the city of Salzburg. It is, I will say, a little bit unusual that a boarding school would be located inside of city limits, but for us that works to our great advantage, to the advantage of our students. Being a small college preparatory school with a very demanding academic program, it's very important that our students have the opportunity to get off campus occasionally, but remain safe. And Salzburg, Austria provides that opportunity perfectly. The city is small and is very, very safe. The public transport is very good and very reliable. It's clean. You don't have any of the major city urban problems that you would have in a much larger city. You're immediately within minutes in the countryside here and in the Alps, which are just literally at the end of the street. So we have a situation where the students can be at home here on campus, and of course their academic life and social life takes place here on campus and is organized by the school in our school programming. But during select free time hours, they can leave the campus and go into the city center. As I said, 10 minutes with the public bus. They can enjoy a bit of time away from the school, away from the eyes of supervisors, adults, teachers, administrators, etc., and enjoy themselves in a very, very safe place and a very beautiful place as well. So this uniqueness is one of the factors that makes the AIS Salzburg a very, very pleasant place to be, and a very memorable home away from home, for all of our students, especially those that are here for several years before graduation. A few other things of particular importance. This is a small school, and it is designed to be a small school. Since 1976, the school has had a student body population on average of about 100 students. It sometimes varies and goes up. I think the most we've had here since I've been here in 30 years is about 120 students. The lowest number, somewhere around 75 students. So between 75 and 125 students is the student body at this school. That's small. We think, and this is a very important position for us, we believe that the best college preparatory education, the best secondary school education possible, can only take place in a small school context, where very experienced teachers are working with a small group of students. They are also boarding students, and they have the structure and possibility to be supervised and directed and guided in their studies, also cared for appropriately in their personal development and their growing maturity. We believe that in a small school where everybody from the headmaster to the janitor of the school knows the name of every student, knows and has met all of the parents of the students, and has the ability to treat each student both as an individual and as a member of a small community that is very, very familiar. I don't know if that can be replaced in a much larger school. If you're looking at other international boarding schools, you may be looking at schools that have upwards of 300 or more boarding students. I can tell you from experience that I would not trade this position that I have now for a school of that size, because the personal interaction I have with each of my students, the fact that I'm able to teach 2 classes every day, develops into a situation that is familiar, it is positive, it provides me with a great deal of satisfaction, and I think on the side of the students and the parents as well. There's nothing that can replace that immediate, close interaction and communication between a school as an institution and the individual families and students who make up the community of that school. The school is very much a boarding school. 80 to 85% of our students are full boarding students. That means this is a true boarding school. It is not a school in which the majority are day students and the boarding program is a small afterthought. This is a school that is designed as a boarding school, a place for students to work academically and be educated, but also to live and feel comfortable in their surroundings and to live in the accommodations of the school. International in the sense that although the student numbers are small, let's say on average about 100 students every year, there are normally between 30 and 35 nationalities within the student body. In no time in the 30 years that I've been here has there been a majority of any nationality. That means the school is truly international. There are students here at the school from as far away as Australia, Japan, the United States, Mexico, Canada, students from all over the world, and although there are not many of them, they are incredibly diverse. This is a very, very valuable part of this school experience. You have the closeness of the other students, you work beside other students from all around the world, you become friends with them, you live in the dormitories with them, you participate in activities and sports with them, and you necessarily become a vital member of an international community. Within a few weeks or months of the start of the school year, I can say that it is very true that nationalities themselves really don't matter much anymore. Everybody becomes an individual with a particular background that is here joining together for a very important purpose, which is the excellent college preparatory education that will open the doors and unlock the doors to a further education that will be successful and hopefully a life for themselves that will be very, very successful and also oriented towards a global world community, just as they experience in a small setting here at the school.